I feel it is extremely important to add a holistic and a spiritual reading and understanding of these processes that are very deep, that can be very challenging, painful, excruciating sometimes. And in the Western world, where we've mostly been disconnected from our spiritual guidance and wisdom, not having this awareness of what we're going through can actually be extremely harmful, and disconnect us from life and hope. So this is why I want to bring today some light, literally some light, on these portals that are actually beautiful opportunities of transformation, powerful portals of being even more alive, even more connected to life, and welcoming the flow of life within us. So portals are actually part of life, and death and life are actually intertwined. They're not like a linear trajectory. They're actually a circular trajectory. That's why we call life the cycle of life. It's cyclical. It's like the seasons, like when the winter comes, it's not the end of the world forever. It's a season that prepares for the next one. And winter prepares for spring and prepares for summer, and it goes round and round. And so if we observe nature, nature has a lot of wisdom to show us regarding the cyclical nature of life, where some moments are to expand and shine, and some moments are to go within and to let go of, or drop or die to what no longer serves us, or will no longer serve us in the next cycle of our life. And as women, we have this within our bodies on a monthly time length. So in nature, usually it's more cycles of 1 year. And for us women, we have these cycles of nature within us within 1 month. We have a winter, a spring, a summer, and a fall each and every month, with these 4 phases of our cycle. So this shows that this cycle of life, it's constantly going on. And death doesn't mean that everything is finished forever. This is how we see it in the Western world, right? Death is part of the cycle of life. And actually, it allows the fact that we regularly get a chance to let go of and surrender and allow to die the things that are no longer aligned or nourishing us, is what allows more life to come in the next season of life. When it comes to inner death portals, and maybe I'll explain a bit more what I mean by that, there is no specific calendar, in the sense that we go through these portals in different moments of our lives, but they're not on exact time frames like the menstrual cycle or like seasons. And in most cultures, we don't have any frame to understand these processes and actually support them and welcome them in a way that's supportive and serving life. So question, have you ever gone through a depression. What is depression? Depression is literally when life is no longer circulating in us. There's something that's blocking the energy from circulating. There's something that's blocking the joy from circulating, the aliveness. Usually when we're depressed, we become numb and stagnant. Something that is stuck and doesn't allow us to move forward. And that's usually when we become depressed. And in the West, as we don't have spiritual frames to understand and support that, usually what people are guided to do is maybe go to therapy, and if this continues, to actually start taking some medication, and they're considered as ill. But actually, what depression is you're hitting a wall. Something is stuck in the flow of life within your being. So your body, but also your emotional body, your energetic body, your spiritual body. Something is stuck. And this thing is asking to be acknowledged, digested, and purged. Whether it is a belief system, whether it is like a behavioral pattern, whether it is a deep wound or trauma that is actually generating these beliefs and these patterns and these behaviors in life, that is not allowing you to move forward in your life. And sometimes when we're in depression, we see sometimes there's this feeling of death. And actually, here is my big invitation for you to reframe what that means. Death means I can no longer continue living like this. It means that a part of us needs to die for us to be able to continue living, to living even in a fuller way. This is where acknowledging this process where a part of us needs to die, and seeing it as sacred, as a sacred portal, as a beautiful opportunity, as basically God or spirit, universe holding space for us to go through this dying process, letting go of this part of us so we can be rebirthed or rebirth our own selves on the other side. Holding space for that is one of the most important aspects of life. Allowing, holding space for these inner deaths to happen. And if we don't do that, in a way, we stop living. And some people that don't have the opportunity to frame these processes with this understanding, they slowly start dying inside. And they may live, for 5, 10, 20, 40 years, but inside they're slowly dying each day. There's part of them that are dead, basically frozen. And this can obviously lead to somatization in the form of disease, illness, but it could just be also a very long, depressed, half alive kind of life. I feel that with time, this also will cause neurodegenerative illnesses, because there is a disconnection from life. Once we recognize that we are being invited to fully step in a death portal, this is a beautiful opportunity for transformation, and it offers so much hope, because it is the recognition that this can no longer continue, and that we are supporting the process, acknowledging the process, and taking part actively in the process of shedding what is not allowing life to move through us, so we can embrace life again on the other side. So it's actually, death portals hold so much hope, so much hope. There are huge opportunities for major transformation. And also, once we recognize that, and that basically life is holding space for us to go through these portals, we can ask for support. And obviously, there are different realms of support. I share more about the spiritual realms of support. Of course, it is important if you're feeling in a really deep, difficult process to have human support, whether it is a therapist, an embodiment practitioner, basically working with the psyche, processing your emotions, moving the body, maybe doing some body work as well, to get the energy moving, and supporting the shedding aspect, which is starts with the body. So all this is absolutely super important, crucial. And I'm also here to share about the spiritual support you can receive in these portals, because this is it's an embodied process, but it's if you zoom out, it's like a holistic process where your soul is being called to become a more evolved version of you. It's calling you for I would call it the soul evolution, an evolution of your soul, of your psyche, of course. And of course, this is housed in your human body. How can we call upon spiritual support? So, regardless of whether you have religious, you follow any religion or particular spiritual path, I just want to remind you that in this life, we're never walking alone. We're always supported by our team of course, all our ancestors. And when we're doing the transmutation and transformation work, we're doing it also, and I want to say even mainly for our ancestors, that we inherited their wounds, their traumas, their memories, their patterns. It's in us, it's in our DNA, it's in our energy, it's in our emotional body. So they're supporting the process, and you can call upon them. I love to work with the angelic realm. I feel very supported by angels, but the most important thing is that you work with an energy that you already feel connected to, and that later you can develop connections with other aspects and dimensions of spiritual realm. But you can call upon your angels, and very simply call upon spirit, and ask spirit to protect you, to hold you lovingly in this process, to give you grace, to show you which parts of you are ready to go, and supporting you in the process of letting them go. Ask for guidance, ask for clarity, ask for spirit to move through you, to help you also within the body, just flush the stagnant energy, and to allow the life force to move back into you, because this is also cyclical. When you flush things out, more life can come in. I also like to work with different gods or goddesses that I particularly feel connected to. But that's a very personal journey, and we're all connected to different guides in different chapters of our lives. Different guidance, different guides come to us to work with them. And here I would like to invite you to let me know if you feel the call. Which guides are you working with in these moments? I like to work with Mother Kali. Mother Kali is the no BS goddess. She slays the heads of ego, anything that's not true, anything that's deceptive, anything that's an illusion, anything that's, just not true and not serving you. She slays it. She's fierce. So I love to call upon Mother Kali. I have a strong connection with her. She's also a fierce protector. You can ask her to protect this process for you, to help you surrender to the process, to help these parts of you that are ready to die just go, so that only truth remains. Mostly, I want to let you know that you're not alone. And these are very powerful processes, and they're the path of the initiation if you accept them and if you see them as such. And I really want to tell you that if you are in an environment where there is little recognition of the spiritual dimension of life, and that people are either judging you or worrying about you and wanting to help you in ways that are actually interrupting and not honoring this inner death portal and this transformation process, and that you feel like you're almost wanting to give in because this is all the support that's offered and you're having a hard time, I want to remind you that you are not alone in this process. This is a powerful calling. This is a powerful calling. And it requires to be honored. And I just want to encourage you to hold on and find the support that you need to go through this process, whether it is community, whether it is maybe by talking through people. Sometimes you realize, oh, this person is also going through this kind of process, and supporting each other in this process, and finding power in the challenge, stepping up, finding power to go through this portal, asking for support also, as I said, in the human realm, anyone who can recognize, honor, acknowledge, and support you in the process, asking for help in the spiritual realms, but just not isolating and being in a field where this is just labeled as depression, and you're feeling very isolated, and the only way out seems to be like interrupting the process rather than fully leaning in this beautiful opportunity for inner death in order to allow a rebirth to come. The only way out is through. There's no other way. The only other ways would be repression, interruption, which will make you more ill because there's something in you that's ready to die, that's asking to die. So I want to send you strength, in this process, remind you that it's such a gift. It's a beautiful gift. It's a gift of calling you back to your truth, calling you back to why you are here on earth. There's a path that is for you here. You're not lost. You're not alone. And there's a reality that's calling you forth. And in order to embrace this reality, you must just let go of what's no longer true. And I pray for all of us who are going through this inner death process to be able to recognize it, honor it, and find the strength to step up, lean in, and just go through it. Go through it. And see the gift within it. You're held. You're held. Spirit is holding the process for you. Your ancestors are holding you in this process. Other humans are holding you in this process. And I also want to remind you that you're not alone. And that you can do this. A greater version of you awaits on the other side. This is a courageous act. This is an initiation. And I see the power in you. You have the power within to go through this portal with humility, with trust, knowing that you are held, surrendering to the emotions, surrendering to this inner death with trust and hope. Sending you so much love. And if you feel you need to be supported, please feel free to send me a message. I also want to know how many of you out there are going through this inner death portal. I want to know how many of you are going through this. And if there is a collective desire to be held in this process, I want to know so I can perhaps create a container that answers this need for holding. So please feel free to message me, and recognizing you in your power and in your light. Sending you so much love. Have a beautiful day.